David Balson, battle tested. Got my mud in here with me today. So if you're the pant running around, that's him. How about this? Where's my good boy? Yeah, big old pity. Let me start off again. Do this crap. Do this. Try to pump you up for it. Appreciate all the subscriptions, all the likes, all the shares. Comments, I guess, are really important. Honestly, I would appreciate the comments from me, because I'm trying to find that where the direction of people, what they want to hear and what they want to know. So if you do comment, let me know. If you got an idea for a video, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll cover everything as much as I can. It just helps me. One of the things we're going to talk about tonight, I'm going to kind of continue the thing about the muscle and how it works. Again, the muscle is very, very, very extremely complex. So I'm going to try to make it as simple as can, so we can use it in what we do. There's so much to it. And again, if I was doing the Mr. Olympia, if I was trying to come at you and tell you how to prepare for a contest, I'd be a lot more different. I'd be a lot more in detail. Not doing that. I'm trying to keep it simple on what we, the everyday lifter, the person who's just trying to get shape, just want to look good naked, what we're going to do. The muscle reacts to two different things. Very obviously, the lowering and the raising of the weight, which is when you're pushing up, it's called concentric, and when you're lowering down, it's the eccentric. We used to call it the positive and the negative, doing negatives. The thing about that is you do that two different ways to get the maximum muscle growth. I'm old school. Again, when I started out, it was a lot of just throwing weight around. We lift weights up, and put them down, the whole thing. It's got to be a lot more science, so we can get more out of it and be more productive in our workouts. Again, I'm going to say a lot of the same things over and over again, because it's all true. Optimally, we want to do one set, one rep, one lift, be done. Take the muscle to absolute exhaustion in that one single rep. Not going to happen. So we're going to take our multiple sets and do it properly to get the most out of it. The idea is that with the eccentric, the concentric, with the positive motion, you want to explode to get as much muscle recruitment as you can. If you're just pushing the muscle off your chest, I guess probably a better way to explain it is a jump. If I'm squatting and I come up with a weight, I'm lifting up with a weight, I'm going to get so much muscle recruitment. There's only so much the muscle will actually do. If I try to increase the velocity of that movement and shove it up into it, you're going to get a lot more recruitment. That's why I'm eventually going to talk about bands. That's why bands are so important. As you are increasing where you get stronger, you're going to, the weight gets easier, and you're going to push that, gets that resistance to recruit more muscle all the way through the movement. The muscle, what you want to do is we're looking for, I'm throwing a lot more at you than I had planned. It kind of unfortunately goes that way. Your muscle, what you want to go is from a fully stretched position to a fully contracted position. Again, that's going to be where you get take the muscle from its weakest point to the strongest point, back to its weakest point. I'm going to show you something. This in me personally, I have a lot of elbow issues. My elbows have a lot of calcium deposits in there, so I can't fully extend. That's as far as my elbow fully extends. That's as far as fully contracts. Nothing I can do about it besides surgery. I don't want to go to surgery. That limits the growth on my tricep. I can't get it into that fully contracted position or that fully stretched position. Same with my bicep. I'm not fully stretched. I'm not fully contracted. I can't get it there, unfortunately, because of beating my body up over a lot of years. I've done this for a long time. I've been hard on my body. I've lived a great life. I've been really hard on my body. But what we want to do is when we do this, I'm going to come back to the importance of the fast movements and slow movements. So when you're going into your concentric movement and pushing through, you're going to explode as hard as you can to try to get as much muscle to recruit as quickly as you can. The more harder you push, the quicker you push, the heavier you lift, the more muscle is going to be recruited. The more muscle you're going to get exhausted, the more place you have for hypertrophy, for growth. On the opposite end, when you're lowering the weight, you're going to lower slowly, slow and controlled. You're not going to do this, again, old school. We used to bounce off the bench through that movement because your reps are reps, which in some form is true. Ballistic movements is important in the movement, but as for us, we do these normal everyday moves, keeping it simple, slow down, explode up. That way you're going to get the most, and you'll find that if you do, I've done things where I've done a count of 7, lowering the weight, a count of 6, that slow, controlled, eccentric move, you actually be more sore. You will actually tear the muscle down more. You gain more growth from the eccentric move than you do for the concentric move. But we want to capitalize on both those moves. So down slow, explode up as hard as you can. Again, that's obviously a bench press. That way you're getting 2 movements basically in one. I could drop it down and 7 up fast, drop it down and 7 up fast, but you're not getting that benefit of that eccentric move. So I want to do those things. The other thing is, lost my train of thought, caught the dog in my side, forgot where I was going. Problem of being 58, right there. The other thing I want to think about is there is a place for the positive movement, having a spotter, if you have a training partner, where you can do those, you can go to exhaustion. In those cases, that's where you're going to go in the cheating, where you're going to get the benefit of, the great example is curls. It's the easiest example. On curls, if I can get 5 reps and I'm pretty much done, if I can get a swing and a move up and get 6th, 7th, maybe an 8th rep, you're going to take that muscle to even further into that failure, into exhaustion. You're also going to use that ballistic of exploding into it as hard as you can. Again, maximum muscle recruitment. The neat thing about doing I'm trying to get, side note, dealing with my pancreas again, that's because of the belching and stuff. A lot of fun, and that's not a joke. By splitting up into it and cheating up, you can do the slow eccentric move and get a lot out of it, a lot of benefit out of that. Do the same thing on your, say, your bench, where you're getting somebody that could spot you for 1 or 2 extra reps when you've already hit failure. Lower it down slow, have them help you up, have them assist up, lower it slow, assist up. That way, again, you're getting the benefit of 2 really concentrated eccentric moves, lowering the weight slowly, tearing the muscle down, and get it further until that exhaustion point. Again, the importance of all this is rest, 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 rest. I'm not good at that. It's really hard for me to think. I'm that old school where unless I was lifting, I was growing. That's not how it works. The actual growth comes from rest. So if you're going to do these things, you're going to tear this muscle down to complete exhaustion. Take your rest, get recovered before you come back in, tear it down again. All these things will help that growth. Kind of rushed through that, kind of blew through it. Again, I appreciate the comments to tell me if I didn't tell enough, if there's a direction you need me to go to explain a little bit more. That is just basis. That's the real simple, keep it version, so we can get everything we can out of it. I think that's it. David Walson, BattleTested. Let's look good naked. I'm out.